Hey everyone, and welcome back to Timeless. Wizards of the Coast gave us an absolute gift out of nowhere yesterday. We got a bunch of new cards in two new anthologies, and we have a bunch of really awesome cards that are going to shake up the format. We have a lot of upgrades to existing decks, which is what we're going to talk about today, and we have some really powerful cards like Mox Opal, Renin 6, these Goyfs, and some other things that I'm forgetting about that will make new archetypes, honestly. So I'm super excited. The format's gotten a crazy shakeup between the anthology and the lands bonus sheet. So lots of fun innovation coming through. Today we're going to be playing Mono Black. This is a deck that I was really high on before the Edge of Eternity's lands dropped and immediately after because it was really consistent. It was a good performer. It was one of the best decks to leverage Ancient Tomb and Strip Mine because you can just play a straight Mono Black mana base and not have to worry about these colorless pips. You can absolutely turbo out cards like Shieldred and the One Ring between Chrome Mox, Dark Ritual, and Ancient Tomb. You could strip mine your opponent after you got ahead, and that way you would stay ahead. The deck really did feel like it was missing a couple of things, though, and the main thing it was missing, in my opinion, was a couple of extra threats that were kind of on par with Shieldred. Some more cards that you can kind of slam to win the game, things that would get you advantage if they stayed in play. And I would love for those threats to be 3 mana, so you could play them off of a Dark Ritual. And I tried playing some truly atrocious cards and got made fun of for it. Like, I tried playing Preacher of the Schism, if you happen to know that card. And that's not a timeless playable card, but, my thought process was like, I just need a dorky 3-drop that if it stays in play, it's going to win the game over time. We did get 2 of those cards, though. The first is Weary Zone Guard. This was an innovation before we got the surprise anthologies. People realized that it was actually pretty free to splash green in the deck. And the first version I posted, I went to all basics because I was afraid of like Blood Moon decks running around. But honestly, we're playing Troll, we're playing Chrome Mox. We have plenty of ways to get basic black if our opponent does happen to turn 1 Moon us. And those decks aren't that popular. They are pretty popular now that Pyroglyph is back, but like I haven't really had trouble with the matchup. So this green splash is pretty free. Weary Zone Guard is an absolutely crazy card. It's an alchemy-only card. If this card was legal in Legacy, people would be crying for it to get banned there. It's like that good when you have Strip Mine or Wasteland in your deck. Every single turn, it's going to recur your Strip Mine. And it is going to get you a lot of advantage. It's going to lock your opponent out of the game, or it's just going to ramp you every single turn. Lots of fun facts about this card. Like, for example, it still gets the +1/+1 if you don't have a card in your graveyard. This card just has so much upside on it. It's an incredibly fast scaling beat stick. You play it on turn 3. Turn 4, it's already a 4/4 when it attacks. You're trying to play it faster than turn 3, honestly, hopefully with a Chrome Mox. And it's a card that really just either gets you the land advantage or locks your opponent out with Strip Mine and shuts the door, slams the door in their face pretty much. And then the last one, the true gift here was Barrowglyph. I think this is one of the most playable cards in the bonus sheet. And it is the card I said I was looking for before. Perfect card you could just Dark Ritual out on turn 1, and it will slowly get you advantage over time. Cracking a fetchland, Dark Ritual, this thing is already a 2/3, and it's only going to keep growing as you keep griefing your opponent, thought seizing your opponent, and putting more things into the graveyard. This is a card that also mills you. So it has incidental synergy with the Weary Zone Guard, helping you find your Strip Mines. It has incidental synergy because we're a 4 reanimate deck. It does a lot. It has Death Touch and Lifelink, which means it will trade with any creature on the board. It regains the life that you spent on, Ancient Tomb, Reanimate, and the One Ring, making you less obligated to play 4 Shieldreds. You might even want to go down on Shieldreds, though I do really love the idea of playing as close to 4 Shieldreds as possible, because at the end of the day, this is a Stompy style deck. This is a real turbo 4 Chrome Mox, 4 Dark Ritual, 4 Ancient Tomb deck, so I'm going to try to play as many 4-drops as I can and really just slam them into play. The last new, quote-unquote, new thing, since that older version of the deck that I post, I used to have Cecil in the 1-drop slot because I was trying to be mono black, but we don't need to be mono black. We go back to having Deathbright. Deathbright is crazy, crazy strong right now. And it's also just a really good hedge against opposing Strip Mines, because pretty often, like, you'll play your land, play a Deathbright Shaman, and then if your opponent Strip Mines you, you still have your 1 mana available to you, so it helps a lot in situations like that. Other than that, the rest of the deck is like still the same. We have the Grief Troll Reanimate package, good old restricted in Legacy package. Dude, Weary Zone Guard would also be like restricted in Legacy too. This is just like cards that aren't allowed to be in Legacy deck. It's such a fun deck to play with. And then of course we have Fatal Push for interaction. We have some Thought Seizes for interaction in the sideboard that we can swap out. We have some Orcish Bowmasters. I'm not sure if this card could be in the main deck. I think maybe you could like cut Shieldreds and play Bowmasters in the main instead. But I love Shieldred. This is a card I just have fun casting, honestly. And people are playing like mid-rangey piles right now. Let's play the thing that punishes card draw the best, right? And gains you a bunch of life and just wins those blocked, stalled board states. We also have 4 flutes. 4 flute is just a great way to beat any combo deck. We're a fantastic flute deck because we can play it on turn 1 very easily between Ancient Tomb and Chrome Mox. Surgical Extraction, people are getting kind of cute. I don't know if this is going to be the best long-term meta call, but people are getting way too cute now. We got to punish them. And then we have our anti-creature hate here. We have Toxic Deluge, which I accidentally removed from my deck. And then we got 3 Culling Rituals. Culling Ritual is also very, very, very strong against Affinity. I have absolutely ruined people's days who are playing Affinity with this card. It's great against energy, too. So this is just like a fantastic card to have in your deck right now. Play 3 copies, maybe even play 4. Like, it's just a very, very strong card that will shore up the energy matchup, because energy is such a tough deck to deal with sometimes. And feel free to like blow up your own Chrome Moxes if you have to, if you're calling Ritual Energy, because you're gonna get like 10 mana back to play like your One Ring and your Shieldred out and then recoup the advantage. That's the cool part about this deck, is that you can very frequently, when you play it, go all in. Like, you invest all of your resources to slam either a Shieldred or a Ring early, and it generally gets you there. Especially cards that keep generating the advantage, like the Zone Guard and the Barrogoyf. I mean, these 2 cards are just perfect for the deck. They're the kinds of cards where you can like go all in and you can like 2-for-1 yourself to fast mana and put them into play, but then they start to recoup the advantage if they stick in play for more than a turn. Honestly, this doesn't even need a turn. This just needs to get to the end of combat to get you a land drop and get +1/+1. It's really, really strong, and I've been having a lot of fun with these play patterns. These Stompy decks have initially been quite good. I've seen good red Stompy lists as well. I've also been having fun with Red Prison, playing the other Goyf. These Goyf cards are pretty cool, and I really appreciate them, because midrange was kind of dying in Timeless. Honestly, midrange was dead in Timeless, if I'm going to be frank. And hopefully these Goyfs are strong enough to bring midrange back on the menu, or at least put Stompy on the menu as a nice, like, viable alternative to energy if you want to play a creature deck. I think that's it for the yap. Let's go to the gameplay. Alright, game 1, we're going to be up against Granny's Buds. We're on the draw. This land here is, it's very solidly okay. I think I do have much better hands in my deck. I don't think I'm going to mulligan for them when we're on the draw in the blind. I think on the draw in the blind, I'm just going to be okay to go Swamp Deathrite Shaman and move on with my life. We do have Fatal Push to interact a little bit. It is Blue Cope, unfortunately, that's coming through. So let's just start playing cards. It sees they didn't get a priority there for Flare, so we don't have to play around that. That's a good thing. So hopefully if we draw a fetch land here, we could just slam a 3-drop, and then we could start getting a lot of advantage. Let's see what my opponent's up to. Is this the new Oko list that I've seen running around? Oh, Ren and 6. Yeah, there's like a new Blue Cope list that's got Oko and Ren and 6 that actually seems pretty sweet. Great. We're probably gonna Grief here. I'd love to Grief here. I'm just thinking about my turn, right? What do we want to do? What's the plan? I think the plan involves griefing them, because I need to know what's going on. There's no lands in graveyard, and lands might not stay in the graveyard because of Ren. Actually, what's really neat is we can stifle future Ren activations with Deathrite Shaman, so maybe I do want both my Deathrites. Let's... What do I want to get rid of? Because I want these trolls for the land drops. I think we can get rid of 1 troll, because we have Deathrite for mana as well. It might be tough to make mana with Deathrite. Yeah, there's Oko. 2 Okos. Let's go. Oko's back, baby. Yeah, this is a cool list. I like this new Temur list that's been running around. We're going to Swamp Cycle here. We're going to get our Shockland. We're going to play second Deathrite here. And we might get cooked by this Oko. Like, this Oko can turn my guys into Elks. This is the kind of matchup where, like, Oko really, really shines. And, a bit of a history lesson. The reason Oko doesn't exist in Timeless anymore, it's not because this card is bad, it's because Energy is the good creature deck that really just counters Oko. Oko is best against other fair decks, turning, like, really big, annoying threats like Barrogoyf into just 3/3s. But when Energy is just spamming a bunch of 1/1 tokens, turning things into 3/3s really doesn't do much to relieve that board pressure, right? That's why Oko fell off. But if people are playing, mid-range whatever instead, that's pretty good. Also, did I miss a Deathrite Shaman activation while I was talking? I don't know. I might have, and I'm sorry if I did. All right, what do we want to do here, guys? This is bad, right? We're in a bad spot. I think this is as bad as spots get for us, because like if I play my stupid card, it just becomes an elk, and there's nothing I can do about it. I can't kill this Oko. Fatal Push doesn't kill Oko. I could Fatal Push his shield back, but that seems like such a waste, right? Do I just play a Barrowglyph anyway and accept the fact that it's gonna get elked? That feels atrocious, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. I think we're getting cooked by Blue Cope here. Am I just passing? I might just be passing. I'm not sure what to do against an Oko, guys. I'm kind of stun locked by this card that's supposed to not be playable in timeless. Yeah, there's no cards in graveyard for the Shaman. We got rid of our second Troll to Grief, so we can't cycle for our third land drop. It's not worth it to push this shield back. I think we're gonna pass. This feels terrible. We're probably just gonna push their Elk. And then maybe next turn play a threat. Oh, swap? Swap? Alright. I didn't think we'd swap today, but here we are. What am I doing about this? Do I care? I mean, yeah, you can have my Deathrite Shaman. I don't really care. I'll gain 2 life here. Get rid of a troll. I have acquired a food token. Tamio, yeah. The thing is, they can strip me here, which would be super, super annoying because I am a little stuck on mana. And they're just going to keep, like, plussing Ren on nothing, probably, because I have this Deathrite Shaman that can activate. Yeah, we're both thinking a bit about this board state, because it's a bunch of new cards and a bunch of cards you don't usually see, right? Alright. Yeah. Okay, sweet. Urborg. That's really good. That means I can play one of my threats. However, Oko, my boy. Oko, my boy. Hey guys, what's the interaction between Perpetual and the Elk? Like, is the Elk gonna have the Perpetual 1/1? I don't know. Let's play this card for science and see if the Elk is a 4/4. I actually have no clue. I don't think I've played with Oko and Perpetual in the same game before. Alright, my opponent did draw the Flare here, which is a bit unfortunate. I think we're gonna pass here. We could, like, pitch Barrowglyph, Fatal Push here. Actually, wait, that would kill Oko. Is that worth it? Guys, that's worth it, right? Guys, is that worth it? It kills Oko, but then that would mean that my Deathrite Shaman wouldn't be available to activate to hit the Strip Mine. They would double Strip Mine me the next turn. I would have 2 mana in play though, so I don't know if I would care that much about double Natty Strip. That's quite annoying though. I think taking out this Oko and Tamio together is gonna be worth it. I'm gonna say this is worth it. So I'm quite not sure, but this is a really interesting game. Alright, hit Oko here. It's a whole brand new format. Don't read too much into this, by the way, guys. It's day 1. Someone's gonna make a BS combo deck that has a 99% matchup against this deck, and people are gonna stop playing Oko again. But day 1, let them thrive. See, this is what I was worried about with attacking the Shaman. Now they do Strip Mine plus Ren on Strip Mine, and they double strip me. Just kidding, they triple strip me. Triple Natty Strip. It's here, it's real. The triple Natty. Alright, what are we hoping to draw, gamers? I don't know. I think we lost. I think Oko beats my deck. Yeah, because like I'm only gonna have 1 mana. If I draw exactly Reanimate, they have Shaman up. Wow, okay. Yeah, I think we're done. Like, we're out of the game. They can rental whenever they want, which is crazy. Oh, right. Against Ren in 6 Gaming, against Oko Gaming, do I need to flute these cards? I might need to flute them. This is tough to interact with, right? Because they also have Oh, I don't know exactly what their creature suite is, right? Can I get away with cutting Fatal Push? Cutting Fatal Push does feel like a spew. We could do Culling Ritual instead? Does answer their planeswalkers that are cheap. Because this is my Death Right. They only played like Tameo and the Flareback card. So maybe instead of push, we can go a little bit of discard and some flutes to answer the Okos. Though I'm not really sure about this. I don't know exactly what their list looks like. This could be really bad into them. You can actually go down to Shieldred too. Alright, on the play. What we got here? We have some fast mana into a One Ring. This would let us turn 2 ring. I would say turn 2 ring is good enough. Also, against counterspell decks, usually cutting the ring. We're probably going to do that on the draw. On the play here, I think we'll be able to shove this ring under their counter magic. We'll see, though. Not going to go with a Chrome Mox here because of the card disadvantage. Because I might want to grief them. It depends on like what I draw, right? If I draw Dark Ritual, well, I still wouldn't be able to grief them, right? I don't have a black card. But I can hold the grief for later. If they play a shield back here, we can't just shove the ring, unfortunately. They're instead just going to lightning bolt my guy. That's fine. Okay, Ancient Tomb, yeah, so we could just shove the ring. Just shove it, and this is the Stompy experience. You just shove your 3 and 4 drops ahead of schedule, and hopefully your opponent cannot keep up with the advantage they generate. Love to draw something like a Zone Guard off of this One Ring so we can start like double stripping them. That would be awesome. Strip me back, that's fine. I got a One Ring, you don't. Alright, let's draw some cards. Big Goyf. Okay. I think we want the mana right now with this Deathrite Shaman. So let's just go ahead and put it under a Mox. Play my Goyf. And let's strip mine them to keep their answers limited. Here, Barrowglyph's going to start gaining us some life to recoup the life loss from the One Ring. It's actually really cool having 2 different cards that can solve the life loss from the ring in your deck. Opponent is just chilling here. Draw a bunch of cards. Flute. Flute's cool. We like flute. Okay, Barrowglyph's going to start doing its thing. Mill 3. Oh, Shieldred, yes, please. Thank you. Okay. Play our strip, so now we can Dark Ritual Shieldred and hold up Flute or Strip, which is awesome. This is crazy. See, this is what the deck's supposed to do. Alright, opponent's getting some mana into play. Maybe they have an Oko? We would just flute it. We were prepared for this contingency. Oko here to Elka's Shieldred would help a little bit. Though would it? I mean, they're still taking 7 regardless, right? I actually gonna let that hit. Because, like, they're taking 7 regardless. Okay, yeah. I think Granny's Buds gave up. Let's just turn our stuff sideways here. Though, realistically, I should have fluted that Oko on the stack either way, even if I did the mental math that it wasn't enough. Just in case, right? So we're going to be on the draw here. I think we actually do want all of our interaction, and instead we could take, like, the Shieldreds and the Rings out of the deck. Play some Bowmasters instead. Yeah, I like this plan a lot. We can do... Oh, no, that is 60 exactly. Thought I had one too few. Actually, yeah, one more push over one flute. Because they did show me Deathrite Shaman. This is theirs, not mine. Last game they had my Shaman. So yeah, all the flutes, all this stuff. It's just a little bit difficult to resolve these 4 drops against the counter spells, especially when we're going to be going second. This format kind of has a bit of a play-draw disparity right now. I mean, it always did, but oh man, more fast mana, more good threats just means there's going to be more of a disparity, unfortunately. So here, this is pretty cool. We could just turn one Fetch Barrowglyph. If it looks like our opponent might have interaction, then we can instead go ahead and just Thoughtseize them. I'd love for them to just like tab out play Deathrite Shaman. that I can just play my own Goyf and get gaming. Nothing ever happens. Come on, dude. I was expecting something. Do we want to turn one Thoughtseize then? Because we can actually do it all. We'd have to put our Troll under the Chromox. I think we do want to do it all. I don't think we're really going to need that Troll. We're not going to really need the extra land off of it. Alright, what you got here? Ooh. I do not know if I would have kept that hand, but okay. I mean, it's really close, this hand, right? If they draw mana, there's a Weary Zone guarding me, which is tough. Man, they have so many cards that just beat me if they draw mana. Deathbright Shaman's uncastable. Wow. What card do we take? So what's like the worst thing that they could play if they draw mana? Honestly, since we have the Barrogoyf and we're going to slam it this turn, I think the worst thing they could draw is Oko. Or the worst thing they could play is Oko, because that would just nullify my Goyf, make it a stupid 3/3. And now we're going to play a big fat Goyf. This is a fat Goyf for turn 1. How about this for a turn 1? Thoughtseize, 4/5 Goyf. It's going to mill 4 cards this turn, and probably draw me a creature off of that. How we feeling? We're feeling like stripping and hoping it's enough? I mean, yeah, that's what I would do in that situation, too. If they draw a fetch, they can play Ren in 6 and really get back into the game. Alright, let's mill 4. I will take another Goyf, thank you. Alright, I think that's lights out, right? Like, even if they draw the perfect card, they start Ren in 6, rebuying strip, like, who gives a shit, right? Yeah, good game. Alright, sweet. Alright, game 2, we're up against Aaron. We are on the play this time. It's enough. Turn 2 Goyf? I would say turn 2 Goyf is enough, right? That's not a fantastic hand. I would love if this Grief was a Thoughtseize instead, because then we could turn 1 Seize, turn 2 Goyf. The upside here is that we're actually Strip Mine proof. Strip Mine's very common. Like, after this new set came out, everyone's playing fair. Everyone's just playing mid-range decks right about now, including me. I gotta play some Storm tonight, guys. When I'm done with this, I'm gonna play some Storm. Ooh, Affinity time. This Pinnacle Emissary is very, very strong. Now that we have Chromox. Yep. Mox Opal coming through. Metalcraft already, so they can start playing. Yeah, Emery's. That's crazy, right? Emery rebuy Thought Monitor. Yep. Crazy stuff. That's why we have the Calling Ritual on our sideboard. Imagine if we were able to play a Calling Ritual here. It's so much mana. That's just crazy. Shaman, good, bad, medium. Probably good enough, right? Honestly, might just be the card I pitched to Grief, and then the plan is to just double Goyf him. I really just need to see what's going on here and make sure they don't have anything really saucy. If I had removal for Emery, I would Grief this Emery, but I guess the second card's not doing much. I could just take Sink. Sink is a out that they have to a lot of my cards. They can, like, bounce my shit. But if they can't bounce my stuff, their deck actually is, like, kind of dead to this Barrogoyf. Like, I'm just going to start taking them for 5 every turn. These dummy tokens over here can't block. I play a Pinnacle Emissary just to play it. Block with the 3/3. Woohoo. Alright, yeah, Affinity's coming through. These Thought Monitors are going to be huge. This is also able to block the Goyf. Yeah, actually is a problem, because they're going to block it every turn and start drawing every turn, right? It's a bit of a yikes. And it's going to be 1 mana, and it's going to flip Damio up next. I'd love to draw something that interacts with that. Strip Mine is the closest thing we're going to get to interaction, right? So we can go ahead and strip the Seed of the Synod. I think it is going to be worth it to attack here because we're going to play a second Goyf and we want them to have less blockers for next turn. They are just able to replay this constantly, though. We wish I had a Shieldred. Bowmasters is also, like, crazy good against this deck, so we're going to sideboard all those in. So they have 4 artifacts now. Hopefully that keeps them off of casting this, right? But probably not. They play Bridge and they just have barely enough. No, they scoop. Okay, they scoop the double Goyf. I think they could have kept trying to play. Did they really not have the ability to cast this? It's 6. Discounted by 4. Discount by 1 more in hand. They could have played it. Post-board, it really just does not get better for them, because, like, they're Stone Cold Dead to Bowmasters if the card stays in play, and we're going to play all these Culling Rituals. It's going to be really tough to be alive for them. Honestly, I think we just take the pushes out, because we're just going to lean on mass removal instead, and we could even bring in the Toxic Deluges. And it just becomes a question of, like, what's the last cuts, right? Shieldred is insane against them, as is Bowmasters, so I don't think those cards are the cards to go. Could be Deathrite. Troll. No, Troll actually might be able to solo them. I think maybe Deathrite is it. I don't love the idea of cutting that. We also could just play less Deluges and also play the Deathrites. I think this is fine, though. Alright, turn 2, Ring Gaming. I don't love this because it doesn't interact with my opponent, but we can chain rings. Does chaining rings count as interaction? I think so. Interacting with my opponent's ability to kill me. How about that one? This is not a great hand, but like just with double ring, we can eventually draw to a Culling Ritual and overcome. At least that's my philosophy. If they stick a Kappakin in here, that's the one thing that can kill me, but we have a lot of big stupid life gain beat sticks, Barrowgoyf, and Shieldred, so I think we could actually just overcome that card. Alright, Pinnacle Emissary plus some zeros. I feel like this is a start you're going to see a lot in Timeless moving forward. Maybe not forever. I don't know if this is going to be a tier deck, but it's something people are having a lot of fun with right now. Alright, okay. Another ring. So now we have a million turns of protection from everything. I don't want to grief them, because we would lose our Dark Ritual, of course. I would have loved to draw another black card there just to grief them and make sure they had no more gas. But if this was all they got, then it's very beatable. I might just play Pinnacle again here. What you got, Kappa? Yeah, that's a tough one. That's gonna be a toughie. I would have loved to grief that, actually. Oh, well. Let's surveil here. Culling Ritual, there we go. Okay, so Kappa is still gonna exist, but we do get to just, like, nuke most of their board here, and then make a bunch of mana. This is gonna be worth it. I can crack that one, but the important part is I still get 4 mana here so that I can immediately chain into a ring. So they have the lone Kappa. It can kill us, don't get me wrong. And we're gonna have to find a way to make sure that it doesn't kill us. We do have the ability to chain rings, though, so we can let it hit us once or twice and then just, like, chain rings until we find a way around it. Barrowgoyf is a nice way around it. Okay, sweet. Let's grief here. They might have, like, another Kappa in hand, because they didn't play anything, right? Makes me think they have something expensive in hand. Okay, yeah, Rebuke, Thoughtcast. I can deal with, like, one thing getting countered in the future, right? If I resolve this Barrowgoyf now, like, I don't really care. And I can also strip mine them to make this less playable, so I just want to make sure they don't randomly Thoughtcast, get back into the game. So we're totally winning this race here against the Kappa. They might even keep Kappa on defense. They are going to keep Kappa on defense, okay. I would like to remove your blue mana from the video game. May I do that? Sweet. So now I could just play my Weary Zone Guard. And we can get Natty Strip and... Is it Natty Strip if it's powered by a Weary Zone Guard? I don't think so, actually. We're overusing the term double Natty Strip. If you say it too much, it becomes real. But is this a true double Natty? No, it's not. Alright, that was cool. Let's go to game 3. Alright, game 3. What's poppin'? I don't think this hand is poppin'. We don't really have enough pitch cards for Chrome Mox. One Ring is great at recouping the card advantage, but I think we have better hands than this. I think the deck just is a little better on average if we go to 6. This hand's whatever, but we're going to keep it. It's got Strip and Weary Zone Guard. I'd like some acceleration too. I mean, I have Deathrite Shaman. Let's not pretend there's 0 acceleration. It's just like there's no interaction. I feel like this hand could do a little better. Alright, Ancient Tomb Gaming, Springleaf Drum. Okay. They're trying to set up for something. Oh, Tomb Affinity. Cool. Cool. I think I'm just gonna strip Ancient Tomb here. Ooh, Grief. Let's Grief Piss Shaman, and then we could decide if it's strip Ancient Tomb or if it's Grief Scam time. Okay. Kappa, you gotta go. And then we strip that Ancient Tomb. Honestly, we really don't even need to strip that Ancient Tomb, right? Like, they're out of sauce. It doesn't really stifle their mana that badly. I think I'd rather work towards the Zone Guard. Is that crazy to think that? I'd rather just, like, play my Zone Guard on 3. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna Surveil here. They can exist. And then they're gonna play a Cappy here, and I'm gonna be very upset about it. It's like, yeah, come on. Alright, anyway. My thinking was for, like, any other card in their deck, they would still have access to, like, 2 mana here, so that they could still get themselves back off the ground. Of course, it had to be another Kappa. Just the one thing I really can't answer. We don't need another Zone Guard. Actually, what we want is to reanimate that Zone Guard. We don't need another Zone Guard. Draws another Zone Guard. Right. You're getting double stripped, buddy. Right? You're getting sent to the strip dimension here. There's an argument to maybe not mega strip them so that we can instead, like, play another Zone Guard. But I want to take them off mana here. And then they play the Thoughtcast. Alright, Gigi. Should have stripped them earlier. We do need to beat this Kappa Cannoneer. We kind of need to draw one of our life gain cards. I don't know, guys. Did we put ourselves in a bad situation here by, like, stripping really aggressively and taking ourselves off of mana? I think we did. I think I made the wrong decision here. I think I was supposed to rebuild my mana instead of stripping them. Because they already have, like, such a high affinity count that their spells are pretty free. Oh, cool. Tormod's Crypt. Wait. Okay, fine. Sometimes you win, sometimes you get Tormod's Cryptid, right? I don't know. Alright, I think we're out of here. This is obviously going to kill us next hit. They get Tormod's Crypt us. But we do have all the sauce for after the sideboard against them. So last time, what did we cut? We cut the Death Rites? Cut the Fatal Pushes and cut most of the Death Rites, and I think that worked out pretty good, actually. Alright. Time to play the game. Going first. No mana. We gotta mulligan that one. This one is good. It is a turn 2 Goyf. Let's put the Surveil back in the deck. Make ourselves strip mine proof. I don't know if they would play that, though. We don't really have the interaction, but if we go Goyf into One Ring, then we can draw the interaction, right? We could draw something like a Culling Ritual and just pull the game back in our favor. Yep, that's a cool memory. We can also reanimate some of their stuff here. Exile target player's graveyard, right? Yeah, they could use it on themselves. Holy moly, all the crypts. All the crypts in the world against my graveyard black deck. GG. We can still win through the crypts, of course. This fat Barrogoyf, by the way. Barrogoyf counts their graveyard, too, which is awesome. He's so fat already. Dark Ritual. Chat, is this real? I actually don't think we need this. Because we're just going to go Ancient Tomb, Goyf, and then we're going to play One Ring. I don't think they're a Strip Mine deck. So I don't think we need to keep the extra mana. We could have just slammed One Ring next turn, of course, but I want to slam the Goyf first. Slam this boy. So 4-5 already, and even if they exile my graveyard, he still stays really big. He would only go down by 1 size if they exiled my graveyard. Alright, opponent's cooking. Is it a Kappa? A lot of mana that's being tapped right now, so I'm concerned, whatever it is. It is a Kappa. Keeping 1 Tormod's Crypt up, that makes sense. Alright, yeah. I do want to get in with this Goyf here. And if it trades for Kappa, that's actually, like, totally fine. Like, I'm 100% okay with it trading for Kappa here. Exile your own graveyard? Okay. So that just made my Goyf a little bit worse. It's fine. So here I'm just going to want to play my One Ring and pass, right? Could grief him, but then I would lose my reanimate. I'll play my One Ring. If I happen to draw another black card off of the One Ring, then we'll go ahead and grief. Maybe I grief anyway, just to be safe. Oh, wait, Deluge, it's so big. That can actually kill the Kappa. Yeah, then I want this reanimate for after the Deluge. Let's keep everything in our hand. Let's keep our secrets. I might, like, Deluge here for, like, I don't know, 8, whatever it's needed to kill this Kappa. Because they're going to put a few counters on him. Of course, I'd go to combat and attack with the Goy first. Gain a little bit of life. And if they, again, if they trade, I'm going to be ecstatic to trade, honestly. Oh, Sunguard could be cool, but it's going to be cool next turn as opposed to this turn. Oh, am I losing my whole graveyard? Okay, that's fine. It's still going to have 1 power, which is going to be enough, I would say. What do I want to do here? Do I want to draw right now? No, let's just hit. Just hit him. Hit him. Okay. Ooh, good grief. Value. Okay. I'm going to Toxic Deluge here. I'm going to pay 7 life. I don't think there's a way that they can make an artifact fly into the battlefield. Actually, just in case they have like a flute or something stupid, I'll pay 8. Goodbye, Kappa. Goodbye, Emery. Oh, I should have griefed them. They could have a counterspell. That's on me. I had the ability to grief them, and I just didn't. Okay. I'm going to reanimate my Goyf so that I can get hitting again. I guess I'll grief them now. Really poor play by me, though. I screwed that one up. Yeah, I'll take your Drix. And then I'll take my Goyf back. Goyf, please. So I can start gaining a little bit of life. I guess I'll draw. Ah, I don't want to play those cards. Okay. If they bounce my Goyf, then it's really not good for me, by the way. Might just lose to that. I don't know if I should have drawn there. I think that's a couple of mistakes by me. We do win this game anyway. Hey, definitely could have played better, though. Oh, we want Flute, even. No, Flute's just gonna get blown up by our own Culling Ritual. The plan is just, like, stall the board and then blow it up. Alright, ooh, Culling Ritual. We got a sideboard card. We got Strip... Oh, Weary Zone Guard. Like, this is good. It's a little slow, though. Because the Dark Ritual can't, like, power out the Zone Guard. But if I draw another colored land, we can Culling Ritual on turn 2. And that would be huge. Culling Ritual on 2 would be so big. I need my Culling Ritual. Oh, look at this board. I need it. Chrome Mox, please, off the top. Deluge is also cool, so we could just Deluge the whole board. I don't want to do that, though. I want to cast Culling Ritual. I'll play Shieldred next turn if we don't have the ability to Culling Ritual. Here's Emery. Oh, so close. Maybe I do want to Deluge, actually. Strip Mine, Dark Ritual, Toxic Deluge. Just Deluge on 2. Just to clear the Emery, because the Emery would be very annoying. Yeah, I think that's good. Actually, I might not pop the Strip, because we could just play Zone Guard next turn. Actually, they can play the Thingamajogger if we don't strip him, so let's strip. The Thingamajogger. This guy. Funny little guy. Alright, cool. My opponent is out of sauce. Oh wow. Baraglyph is bigger than Shieldred here. I'm gonna play Shieldred, though, because their deck is a deck that needs to draw cards to get back into the game, right? Their best draws are things like Thought Cast, Thought Monitor, and Shieldred really just punishes them for that. They don't have actual removal that hits Shieldred, beyond a couple bounce spells, of course. Kappa. We might see a Kappa for Shieldred trade. Would I be mad about that? Probably not, right? Because then I would just put my Glyph into play. So honestly, I'll wait a turn for that, I think. The Shieldred can just stay in play and not attack. It's not going to hurt anybody. We'll draw this other strip because it means we can Culling Ritual coming up. Just Culling Ritual absolutely nuke the board and then play my other threats. Yeah, Pinnacle Emissary coming through. Right, Culling Ritual incoming. They can crack some of their cards here in response. Oh, so I actually don't get as much mana as I was hoping. I'm not going to be able to play my Goyf, actually. I didn't count. If they crack everything. Do that, and they should Tormod script themselves here. Oh, they don't. Okay, so I still get my Goyf. And I would rather that than Zone Guard. Get my lifelink going. Go ahead and attack here. Cool, and we're ready to slam the door in our opponent's face. Gonna eat, so we have lethal pressure on board, and yep, they're out of here. Alright. We're gonna the draw here against Brack Attack. What are we doing here, gamers? This is the turn 2 Goyf we're looking at. I think against an unknown deck, I don't want to mulligan too deep. So we're just gonna chill here. We got Affinity 3 times in a row in the video. Glad we're packing the Culling Rituals, right? This Affinity deck is very fun, and it looks to be pretty decent. But it does kind of get soloed by, like, Barrogoyf and Shieldred, unfortunately. Alright, enjoy your 1/1s, opponent. Just gonna go ahead and play my Mortuary here. I'd like to draw, like, kind of any colored card to put under this Chrome Mox so that I can play Barrogoyf into Zone Guard, because both cards are going to be quite good. Weapons Manufacturing, yep, gaming time. This is a cool new one from Edge of Eternities. Triggers on any non-token artifact, including the lands, which is dope. Then we can get the Strip Mine to play. My opponent says hello. Then we can play our Barrogoyf and get gaming. Pop our Strip Mine, play a Zone Guard, get absolutely gaming. Alright, Kappa Cannoneer. This is the scary card. But maybe we can race it with a combination of Strip Mines, Goyfs, and the sheer power of will. Holy moly, they're going off, though. Making a lot of stuff. A lot of munitions that could be potentially thrown at me. Okay. Let's go ahead and strip them. That will put a new card type in the graveyard. So now this is bigger than the Pinnacle Emissary. Pretty important. Kappa's going to be unblockable pretty much every time, so I don't think we should ever, like, try to block it. Oh, I forgot to play my Zone Guard before combat. My bad. I'll play the One Ring instead, then, I guess. I was supposed to Zone Guard pre-combat. I was supposed to play this. I got a step ahead of myself narrating. Alright. Yeah, we'll just play One Ring. Tap land, One Ring. And now my Ghost bigger? Yeah. Now my line just makes no sense. It's okay. We can now draw a zillion cards. We do need to race this Kappa somehow, though. It's doable, right? Because we get a turn of Fogging here. We're going to gain at least 4 next turn, maybe more. There's some creatures in graveyards, right? Yeah, so we can go ahead and put a Grief in the graveyard at the very least. Ratchet Bomb in Affinity. Alright, sure. Oh, they can blow up their munitions, right? Holy moly, they could do that. Wait, that's actually such a sick combo. I take back my previous comment where I was wondering why this is in the deck. This is a dope combo. So they're going to be able to hit me for 14? They can do it as soon as I lap Ring Protection. They will wait. Yeah, wait, this is such a sick combo, because now they're going to kill my Barrogoyf, I'm sure. Let's go ahead and turn the Goyf sideways. Honestly, huge win for opponent. Like, they deserve this. Assuming that's what they're going for. They didn't go for it yet, though. It's like a Grief. I forgot to play my Zone Guard before combat again, but I was kind of distraught by the fact that I'm going to lose the game. Like, I lose to this. Which is what's crazy. They also get to hit me back for a bunch. Alright. I got distracted by this. That's crazy, dude. That's actually such a cool combo. I've never seen this before. I mean, this is a brand new card, so of course I've never seen it before. That's dope. What sucks is, like, against Culling Ritual, too. It's bad. Oh, right. So this might be a bit of a challenge against this munitions version of the deck. All right, we're gonna play here. Reef Scam with the ability to weary zone guard later seems very much good enough to me. Go ahead and start off here. We'll start off with a Grief before we play a land or decide what to reanimate here. Hopefully we can pick apart their plan. Oh, what kind of a 7 did you keep? Any Kappas? Just put the Kappa in the bag. Oh, Shrapnel Blast too? Okay, their deck is based. Their deck is so based. So unbelievably based. I'm gonna take a Shrapnel Blast. This deck is actually so cool. I want to concede out of respect. Put the Shrapnel Blast in the bag. I think maybe taking Chrome Mox is best, because they could, like, this triple redundant Emery to pitch to it. So now they actually need to draw some more mana here. Oh, okay, they scooped to that. I'll take it. Alright, this. I don't know if this has enough sauce. This is Weary Zone Guard without a land in the graveyard. Grief without the ability to scam it. Dark Ritual with nowhere to go. I think we're going to mulligan it. I think we got better. Alright, turn 1 Goyf, turn 2 Goyf. Their deck just loses to the Goyfs. It's just that simple. Actually, I don't think I need extra mana. Their deck's just Stone Cold Dead to Goyf. If I play 2, I think I win. Not as Stone Cold dead as against a card like Shieldred, where they actually can't draw cards. But this is just going to hit them every turn. It's just going to draw me a card every turn. It's just that simple. And they're going to play Emery. They're going to mill a bunch of cards with artifact and enchantment types to help me out here. That's great. Alright, we got here. Shrapnel Blast. Yep, weapons manufacturing. Early. You got it. If I drew another black card here, I would Grief, just to look at their hand. But this second Barrowglyph is actually very, very valuable. I want to keep it. So hopefully I draw a different black card next turn. Yep, get the nice from my opponent. Turn 1 Glyph, always strong against Affinity. My opponent will be Drixley interfacing. Interlacing, I should say. This card's also very, very strong. Like, look how many... I almost said counters. Look how many Intensive Boys? Yeah, Intensive Boys. Look how many Intensive Boys this guy gets. He's got 3 boys already. That's crazy. Alright, and Kappa? Whenever it takes a minute to cast the spell, it's always a Kappa. You gotta click, 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 click. It's annoying. Is this enough for Kappa? I thought Kappa cost more. Okay, Ratchet Bomb coming through. Oh, they're probably just going to Ratchet Bomb and blow up their munitions right now to kill my Goyf. I would not blame them if they did that. That's a pretty solid play. I really love this deck building, by the way. I absolutely adore this. Alright, my opponent might be cooked. We gotta reanimate. I'm going to go ahead and hit them here. If they want to kill my Goyf, they should do it now. The thing is, they lose their Chrome Mox if they do this, but I feel like they kind of have to. This Goyf's only going to keep scaling. Yep. It's a cool play. Really cool play. Alright, so now post-combat, do Ancient Tomb second Goyf. Unfortunately for my opponent, I have a bit more sauce with this hand. Dude, look how many counters this has. It's crazy. We could draw so many cards. And a Needle. Needle, name whatever the hell you want. I guess they named the One Ring just blindly. Yep. And now they have 9 intensity on this thing. And more munitions. If only there was a way to self-sack these. That would be really... Then that would be just straight busted. I wonder what good sack outlets there are. Other than the Ratchet Bomb. There surely has to be like a good sack outlet in red for these munitions. The card Makeshift Munitions comes to mind, though I wouldn't call that good by timeless standards. There's got to be something, though, right? Okay, opponent drawing 4. This triggering off the lands is so cool, too. They're looking at my Goyf. They're gonna blast it. Nice, nice, nice. They're staying in it. Another Goyf on top, please, deck. Please, magic gods. Oh, the culling ritual, Gigi. Do we want to fire off the culling ritual here, though? It's gonna do a lot of damage to us, and we would only get 4 mana back. I'm just gonna say no. I think I'm just gonna bring my Goyf back again. We're gonna say welcome back, Goyf. Actually, I don't want this culling ritual so much that I'm just gonna grief my opponent. Okay, they only had an opal. That card doesn't do anything right now. And hopefully this Goyf now finally takes over the game, as I've been saying for a couple turns now. It's a Surveil as well, too, which is cool. So our next draw is probably going to be good. Alright, that's Kappa. Kappa is small here. Just kidding, actually. He's the same size as my Goyf if my opponent did want to trade here. I wonder if they do. If I can find some action here, alright, GG, I guess. My opponent's gonna give me a nice for this one as well. It's an interesting choice on whether or not you block. They know I kept a card on top, and they know I have a lot of banger 3s and 4s in my deck. So if they do block, they do kind of start losing. However, like, come on. This is crazy. So I'll take that Bowmaster that I'm not even going to play. So if they do manage to put enough artifacts into play, they can kill me. Oh, Pinnacle Emissary, is that enough? Yeah, wait. Maybe I should not have tapped my Ancient Tomb. Maybe what I needed to do... Yeah, I threw, actually. That's an artifact and an artifact to GG in your favor. If I don't tap Ancient Tomb, I don't die there. Because I want to be able to play around them playing 2 artifacts in their hand, right? Because 2 artifacts is actually 4. Because of this guy. So I could have instead just like played the Bowmaster, not tapping Ancient Tomb. It's a lot less life next turn, and it means I actually slowly lose the race to this Kappa Cannoneer in that case, because it would hit me back really hard. I wonder if I had a better line there. I could have rebought Deathrite Shaman that doesn't do anything. Either way, good game. Really, really cool deck building by my opponent. Alright, that'll be it for the video. I have a lot of hope for this archetype and other like similar related archetypes. It's pretty clear that like playing with Barrogoyf, Weary Zone Guard, Strip Mine, Dark Ritual, some fast mana, all in the same deck is really, really strong. There are a lot of ways to build this, right? You could do a Jund version that plays Pyrogoyf and go really big. You can play a Renin 6 version and actually lower your curve a lot in Jund. You could take out like these cards and instead play like Ragavan, Renin 6, and then you'll have a really like nasty, mean, low to the ground deck. You could make a lot of changes within this archetype. You could cut the green and just go back to mono black. There's a lot of innovating to be done in fair decks and timeless, which is absolutely awesome. Like, this is the kind of thing that I was wishing for after just playing energy for a year and having energy variants really be like the only good thing to do in fair non-blue decks. So this is awesome. I'm going to keep working on this deck and other similar archetypes. I hope you guys keep working on it too. Post it in the Discord as you go. Let me know what you're trying, how it's going, and I'll see you in the next video.